Tapes were expensive.
Yeah.
So what kind of equipment are you using now?
Oh, the world has changed. So before, music mixing, like vinyl, you have to use your ear and only your ear. So to mix two songs together, you literally have to beat match with your ear, and then you have to hear the other one at the same time and match the beats, the speed, and blah blah blah, and go in with the mix. Now we got such insane gear. You literally could be deaf and blind, and like, have you ever met a deaf and blind person?
No. Have you?
I've met many. Because in Spain, there's an association. Spanish culture is unbelievable. They're very cultural people, and they believe in celebration. So Fridays, they would there was an association where they all got together, all deaf community in a building, like a big conference area, and they had games, fun stuff, theater, blah, blah, blah. They got together, they drank, they partied, and I would always go with my parents, right? And in the association, it was all deaf people, but there was also deaf and blind. Oh, wow. If it's hard to imagine like what it's like to be deaf, imagine deaf and blind. Yeah. Holy cow. And somebody's walking her to me. My parents like, she's deaf and blind. And I was like, oh, and so how do I talk? It's like, her hand, literally, hi, my name is, and she has to feel it on her hand. That's how she communicates. That's it. That's all she's got.
Wow.
They're literally spelling it on her hand. What's your name? What's your name? And then she really wanted to feel my face.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you're beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's so incredible. And she was happy seeming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know how. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Because if you have to like choose deaf or blind, we've been asked this, right?
Yeah.
What about both?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. All you can do is feel.
Yeah.
It's insane. And you have never seen light, color, sound. I can't even fathom.
No.
Like you can't,
So
you could imagine this all day.
Taste, feel.
But I believe that, I don't know, but the brain has to work in a different way.
Of course, they're on their own planet.
It's because, if you like had something happen, like if you lost your arm, your other arm would compensate. So your brain has got to be doing that.
Something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like a ghost limb.
Yeah, ghost limb. That's what it was.
Right. So right now, what's your family like now? I hear you're married. Tell me about that.
Okay.
Bye.
Let's just say Reese is not normal. She works differently. Her brain works different. Her brain triggers and works differently. And I think this is why I married her. So
how'd you meet?
She came to one of my after hours, like my actual legal after hours that I was running. She was the tallest, most beautiful person there. And I was practicing this thing at the time. It makes me sound a little douchey, but shakos.
I don't know what that means.
What
but
is that?
You have the option to edit this out if you want. Shakos.
No, this is staying in.
No, really? Okay, but essentially,
I don't know what that means, but I know
softly is don't be insecure and aim for the most pretty girl in the room.
Okay.
Right? Because it was, we're confident. We're like, well, you can't get that. That's out of my reach, right? But I'm like, stop that, Siavash. Shakos.
Okay. I said that about my husband.
Yeah.
So I did it the same way.
That's a Farsi term. It's kind of rude. Right?
I've never heard that term.
You know what Shaw?
Yeah.
And you know kos?
That's like vagina, but in
a ruder
crass
king
way.
vagina.
No, it's not. Okay.
It is cunt, isn't it? It kind of is.
It's like that level of
the P one, maybe.
Yeah.
Puss.
Maybe. Yeah.
King puss. It sounds really rude. I came up with the word in my head. I wasn't going to share this with anyone. I was within the Shawclose game, and I was like, wow, that's the SK. We'll call it SK.
Yeah.
And she was the most beautiful girl in the room. She stood above everyone. She's tall, beautiful. She was dancing like this. She was so pretty. And I thought, oh, that's the one. So I went and I'm not usually shy or nervous. I've had practice in front of people, but she made me nervous. And hey, nice to meet you. And then I think my hook for her, she instantly loved me, was one day she was leaving and I missed the mark. She was leaving with her friend at the time down these big flight of stairs. And I was like, hey, and she looked up, she's like, yeah, have a wonderful day. Wonderful. And that was before I was using it religiously. And she loved it. She thought it was so cute at a seedy after hours. This guy's like, have a wonderful day. Like from far, she's like, okay, I will. And she left. So I think after that, I got her, but I didn't know that. And it took some time. She kept coming and trying to be asked out. She told me, but I wouldn't. And it was like my last chance at one point. We were months later at a boat party, and I just finished playing the boat party, extra boost of confidence. And as we went to the after party at the after hours from the boat, right? And she was lurking around waiting for me to pull the trigger, and I wouldn't. I was like still scared, and she got into a cab and she's like, I'm done, I'm not going to wait for this guy anymore. And then I was like, hey, and she's like, what? And I was like, if I asked you out for dinner, would you say yes? Would you come for food with me? She's like, like a really sweet yes answer. And then we started dating, and next thing you know, we're 8 years together. Oh. And I'm on tour.
And you sounded like you didn't believe in marriage or something. The way you said.
I don't believe in weddings. I don't believe in marriage.
Yeah. So this is like a law. Like you really feel like you. Yeah.
I still don't. I don't want the government or the police or the priest. Mind your own business. This is my private life. I don't want to write a paper to you because you told me that's the way it's supposed to be. I literally want to wake up every morning, see my wife next to me, and know that she's there because I'm doing a good job and she wants to be there, and not because like, oh my God, it's going to be so hard to find a divorce lawyer, and like, oh my God, all these papers, and like, maybe we'll try another month.
Yeah.
No, I want her to kick me to the side of the highway if I'm not being a good husband.
Yeah.
And now I know every day she's at home right now. She wants to be there. Yeah. She truly wants to be there because she can leave.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna tear up papers.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a good feeling.
At some point, though, if you know that you still do live in a land that abides by laws,
okay,
and at some point,
I'm not law abiding.
I think for women, it's a security.
What security?
Because it's like, at any point, I think it's just the way we're wired and built. At any point, a man could just get up and leave.
Okay.
And like,
what if she's holding all my money?
Like we carry
my shoebox. What if she's my shoebox is at her house?
Okay, no, then and you don't believe in the banks, then you're good.
Fuck banks. I'm an outlaw.
You don't. Because I'm saying, whose name is on the title of where she lives? If once you're at old age and all of a sudden, God forbid, something happens, and then she doesn't have a home.
She has all my money.
Okay, well then that's different.
Literally,
you don't believe in
she's
banks.
like literally got it my box. Like,
and probably your shoes.
Your shoes. And they're expensive shoes.
Right? We're the same. Shoes. She's big girls. We're the same size shoes.
That's awesome.
That's convenient.
That's very cool, actually. That's what helped me a bunch of times.
So what's going on with you now? Like, what are you doing now?
The pandemic ended my life. Literally, and now it's looking like they're letting me go for a bit.
No, it ended the old life, but it sounds like you had a rebirth.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true. That's so damn true. Wait, you want to tell you how we got married?
Oh my gosh, yes, but Quentin Tarantino again.
Rewind. Okay, it's so cute. I want to share this one. This one I'm fine with.
Yeah.
For a guy who doesn't believe in weddings and marriage.
This is true love.
It's really cool. So I'm on a 3-month world tour. But she did not know something. I had a plan. I'm going to marry my wife, my lady. Right? So I got this ring on me. Right? And I have to be careful not to lose it on this world tour. Imagine losing it somewhere in Mexico. Ouch. So the plan was the last 2 weeks of the tour, I'd buy her a flight to Frankfurt, Germany, and she could come and rave with me for the last 2 weeks. So that was not the plan. We're not staying in Frankfurt. I found a route from Frankfurt to Cologne that has the most castles on a road imaginable. Like there's like 30 castles en route. And I wanted to stop and check out each castle. She doesn't know she's going to get married tomorrow. Okay? So, and here's the plan. The plan was there's a bridge called the Lovelock Bridge in Cologne.
It's famous. I feel like it's been
There's one in France and there's one in Cologne.
Yeah.
And it's like a big bridge with like 1 billion locks. And next to it is this epic, like billion-year-old cathedral, black and creepy and amazing. So we planned to get married on the Lovelock Bridge, right? And I went earlier to scout the area. I marked the exact center point of the bridge so we can come back and revisit our lock. All right. And the bridge is closed to the public that exact day because of a fucking marathon. I'm like, I know you, Paul. Where's the good part?
Yeah.
I know Paul. Paul's a beast. He's like, oh yeah, here's the good part. I spoke to the city and security. We said we're doing some marrying things there today. and that they're gonna let you have the bridge to yourself. This public bridge, tourist attraction, thousands of people. I thought I was gonna make this spectacle, like big scene, so people could move just enough for one little photo with a billion people.
Yeah, just put a detour sign for the marathon. They just go around.
I wish I had a detour sign on tour.
Quarter mile.
Doesn't fit in my carry-on, the detour sign. Yeah. The last runner runs through, they would hold the bridge to public and let us have it to ourselves. Like it was supposed to be a disaster.
Like it was
and
just
it was
meant
like
to be.
Meant to be. Like there's no more serendipitous than that shit, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. So we had our lunch. Reese has no clue. Then she didn't even ask why we're the only people on the bridge.
That's what I was just gonna say.
She's oblivious. Yeah. I was like, baby, thanks for coming. I'm having a great day. And she goes, thanks for bringing me and flying me here. And I'm, my God, thank you. I'm like, no problem, baby. Thank you. Baby, I love you. She's like, I love you too. I'm like, marry me, baby. And she goes, yeah, but when? And I take one step back. I'm like, when? She's like, what? I'm like, when? And I get on one knee. She's like, oh. And she's like speechless. So she's like, you're joking. You're joking. She kept saying, you're joking, right? I'm like, am I joking? Am I joking? And she's like, pull out this thing. And she thought it was a ring. It's not a ring, it's a lock. And she's like, but this isn't a ring, right? And I'm like, and she's like, wait. And there's like a ring on the lock, right? She's like, wait, this is a ring. I was like, was I joking? Would I do that to you? And then she's like, I'm like, you open that lock up, put the ring on, put the lock on the bridge, and we're married. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, we don't believe in weddings, do we? She's like, oh! And of course she said yes. And lock on the bridge, ring on. I gave her the key and a necklace. So if she ever wants a divorce, she can buy herself a fucking flight there and unlock it and throw it in the ocean. Because I'm not flying her there.